Welcome back. And so, Dr. Ambrose Igoke, Chairman, Guild of Public Affairs Analyst of Nigeria, Enugu State Chapter, joins us now for the newspaper review. Dr. Igoke, good morning. Welcome to the morning brief.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, let's take off from where we just stopped. I wonder if you have some thoughts about the commendation by U.S. President Donald Trump or for President Bola Tinubu on security efforts in the country. What are your thoughts?
Well, these are, just like one of you said, these are diplomatic niceties. Donald Trump has said that it's America first. So whatever he's doing, let us have it in mind. That is what will benefit America. But this issue of Christian genocide and all those things are, yardstick that is using, premises that is using to get American interest. So some people have said it's about the gold mines, it's about the rare earth minerals and all those things that China is bringing. And also that some of those people, China are using it to destabilize the areas where these minerals are, so that villagers go where they can do whatever they want. So as it goes with the airports, we hope that these minerals can be exploited in a peaceful atmosphere. But some people don't want to pay royalties, some people don't want to make it legitimate, and that is why they are causing trouble all over the place. So Donald Trump knows this. They have the satellite images, they have all those things, and they know what they are doing. So if he's using Christian genocide as a way of coming, which is true, then it's valid. But let us also know that American interests must be protected first. So the airports are needed for, and it's good is commending it, but I hope that this will not be another premise for the federal government to relax and say we are doing well.
Speaking of interests, the Daily Trust picks up on a story that has got Nigerians talking in the last 24 to 48 hours. Of course, it was reported on Tuesday as well, but many more questions are now being raised over the insertion of 30 billion naira for palaces, places of worship. Yes, this is an addition. The one that came through 2 days ago didn't talk about palaces, but there's palaces now in the mix. And this has been discovered by Trachea, a unit of Budget Foundation. And some of these projects they find their way under, agricultural agencies and agencies that have very little to do with religious centers. What are your thoughts on this, Dr. Igoke?
My thought has always been that these people at the top do whatever they wish to do because the citizens do not react appropriately. And we don't match energy for energy. So they'll keep on trying new things. They'll keep on trying new areas of all kinds of activities. And they will keep on trying to run 3 budget cycles at a go. And maybe the next one, they will run 4 budget cycles at a go and confuse us. And what they have also, this is taken from 2024 budget, this is 2025 budget in 2026. So they will keep on trying it because the people don't react adequately to what they are doing. So we murmur, we take sides ethnically, religiously, politically, and they keep us divided as citizens, and they keep doing these things. We are still reading out from the one that they said the deputy speaker voted some huge 1 billion naira for musical instruments. And when we were at it, we got a letter from the deputy speaker's office, and the letter was so I'm ashamed of the letter. At that level, see the kind of explanation that was issued. And then even the SUG of schools, I don't think they can write that kind of thing. Decide to link it to youth empowerment, because these people just do it and they say nothing will happen. And truly, nothing happens. So when did it become the responsibility of federal government to innovate palaces? I mean, what would the other parts of the world be telling us? And so sometimes people go out of the country, do conferences, or go for workshop meetings, and then they look you in the face and say, you are not a serious country because of this kind of things. And that is why South Africa, all these things are linked to how your citizens are treated outside. And that is why South Africa have the effort to behave this way towards Nigerians, because they know that we cannot even deal with our own problems internally, we cannot even take care of our own citizens internally. And then how 30 billion naira can be used for so many things, critical infrastructure. For example, till today, the eastern region is not connected to the national master rate plan. It is not that it was cut off. The gas system was also cut off. This kind of thing can be used to correct that kind of anomaly. Imagine if we push this kind of thing to the teaching hospitals, and let's say even if it is 2-2 or 3-3 from each geopolitical zone. Imagine what will happen if critical areas like education, is being intervened and give this thing to tech fund and say tech fund, okay, use it to do the interventions that we do. But we are talking about palaces, we are talking about churches, and because these are the mundane things that will make people jump up, and many ways of also trying to see whether they could do away with some of this money. And it's a sad reality, but just watch what will happen. Nothing goes after this our analysis and the rest. The citizens don't react, nothing works. They continue and they will come with another grand plan of discussion later.
Well, Dr. Boke, I mean, other papers have also had cause as well to lead with issues around the budget. But let's perhaps look at the New Telegraph, just so that we continue with that on that conversation. New Telegraph leads, it says, FG allocates 22.15 billion naira for traditional rulers' palaces, renovations, and furnishings. There's some writers there. It says 11 palace projects valued at 5.85 billion naira have no identifiable locations. 46 MDAs without statutory mandates to build or renovate palaces to execute projects. ICPC uncovers over 908 ghost workers on FG's payroll. 908 ghost workers on FG's payroll. Police top 942 million naira paid as salaries. So I'm just wondering, what exactly are we dealing with here? It looks like obviously it's systemic corruption. You have said that Nigerians should perhaps question some of these revelations, but you know how we are. The budget is most times in thousands of pages, and they say that to hide information from the black man, you have to put it in a book. So I'm just wondering, do you think there's a way we can go about simplifying these budgets for Nigerians to maybe just take a look at, simplify it so that they can look at it and have the patience to go through it, because it's in thousands of pages?
Well, for example, the media is doing its best, bringing out highlights and some of those things. The media is doing its work. Now, are other people doing their work? I said no. For example, agencies of government that are supposed to educate Nigerians are not doing their work. National Retention Agency, I don't know whether that one still exists. And some other agencies that are supposed to do their work. Now, the majority of this work is supposed to be done by the civil society organizations, the CSOs. Most of the CSOs are now beggars. Most of the CSOs are now, I don't even know if they are.
Oh dear, Mr. Boke, we hope we can get you back. Mr. Boke, can you hear us?
Doing nothing.
Oh boy.
Yes, back.
Going on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you hearing now?
Yes, we lost signals with you for a few seconds, but go ahead.
The CSOs are no longer doing their job. They're just hanging around. They are not doing anything more. And so, because there are even some CSOs that are dedicated to budget tracking, what are they doing about it? They are the ones that are supposed to now break down these things and break down all these gray areas for Nigerians and call press conferences for media people to amplify whatever they found out. But what are they doing? Every day we hear them talk about, there's fraud, but where is it? When are they? Then also, some of the CSOs have complained about opacity of the budget office and the Ministry of Finance and all those people, National Planning, that when they apply for Freedom of Information Act to access some of these details about budget, some of these CSOs have complained that they are not given, that they are not made avail of it, and when they want to complain to the client, that nothing is done. So it is a big issue, because the people who are supposed to actually create laws that will protect the budget are involved in this kind of malfeasance. So because at the end of the day, it's not the CSOs, it's not only the media, it's not only these people that can be able to stand against this kind of thing. The citizens are not backing the media. The citizens are not backing the CSOs. The citizens are just somewhere hoping that one angel Michael will come down from heaven and fight their battle. It doesn't work that way. And if you are not ready as citizens to mobilize, to protest, to picket, to do other things, recently, just like maybe 2 years ago when the electricity tariff was increased, I was hoping that there will be massive, a protest, which is a legitimate instrument in democracy. But when there was a protest in Abuja, just some people were not up to 100 out of a population of 240 something million. Just 100 people carrying the placards. That's when I told myself, Nigerians are not still ready for the goodness of democracy. We are not still ready to confront our evil, that is the devil us. Therefore, we shall continue to languish this because traditional rulers, and even the purview of state governors, it's state governors that appoint traditional rulers and validate them as traditional rulers and rulers. What is the business of the federal government with policies of the traditional rulers? You can see their authority at play, and that goes on because we don't react.
Yeah, Mr. Agboke, I have taken time to look at budgets. I think the last was almost 3,000 pages. If you see some of the things that are inside that budget, anger is an understatement, but that's a question and a conversation for another day. There's even the disagreement over service-wide votes increase. The APC and Atiku are trading words, accusing him of not understanding the basic of public spending, but maybe that's an overstretch. He managed the Economic Council for 8 years. So, but the more important question I think he was asking was to the effect that how did he move from a certain amount to another amount within a certain period? I think that's a valid question that demands answers. This period, a lot of questions about finance, and I think this is how opposition should be. Ask questions that are important to Nigerians. So he's raised a lot of finance-related questions recently. I mean, Atiku Abubakar, and I think it's a good way to lead an opposition. The only thing government can do now is respond fact to fact, not political conversation. But let's go to Guardian newspaper. 2027 presidential elections. INEC helpless as early campaigns flout Electoral Act fairness rules. Well, this, Mr. Ibuke, this has been a normal now. They started campaigning literally from day one. INEC is weak on this one. In fact, INEC is zero on managing how election campaigns work, in my opinion. Because they don't use the word vote, they use the word support as an escape route. What do you make of it?
Well, I need to be heard back again because I think the internet cut me off.
Yes, the Guardian is leading with the fact that INEC looks helpless as early campaigns flout Electoral Act fairness rules. I'm saying that campaign started just after the election. So INEC is weak on this one. But what do you make on this?
Well, it makes me laugh when there's an election when they say there's an election camp in terms of 48 hours you start a timetable, you can start campaigning for presidential election from August, you start campaigning for governorship election from this date. I think those are just terms on paper, and I don't think INEC should bother itself with that. INEC should bother more with the integrity of the ballot box, the integrity of voting, the integrity of transmission of results to make sure that it's authentic. That is what INEC should concern itself with, not whether parties start voting on time or start a campaign on time or not. Because just as you observe, over the years, I think we have had 27 years of voting democracy since 1999. And maybe the party is over, they're already consulting. Will you say consultation for political parties? And will you say it's campaign? Will you say consultation to wards, local government, at the regional level also, it's a campaign? Will you say the speeches or the interviews held by party allies or party chieftains talking about the mandate of the president and the mandate of the governors? Are you saying that they are not campaigns? So unless INEC is saying that campaign is only when you print posters and you run jingles and you run adverts on TV, that is not the only campaign. That is just one tiny aspect of campaign. So I think INEC has not been able to enforce this over the years, and I think they should just discard it and let us know that election is all round time, because that is what they have been doing. So the jingles can still be restricted. You can say specifically that you don't run jingles or adverts on newspapers or online until a particular time, timeline. But that is the only thing that I was saying that I don't start campaign. Campaigns have been happening since 2023, immediately after swearing in. And so I didn't campaign like that. So INEC is not helpless. INEC is just, I think INEC is putting laws that it cannot even respect. And then they should stop that absurdity.
Unfortunately, we haven't had that close interface with INEC, unlike under the last administration at INEC. And we continue to call out the new, INEC Commissioner on Voter Education to talk more with the press on some of these issues. There's so many questions to ask the Commission in terms of preparation, in terms of regulation. But we must anchor at this point. And thank you very much for coming on the program. Dr. Ambrose Igboke is the Chairman, Guild of Public Affairs Analysts of Nigeria, Enugu State Chapter. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be on the show.
And from here, we'll begin the first leg of our conversation. National security is still very much in our line of vision, and we're looking at one of the subnationals. Stay with us, we'll be right back.